Hello, welcome back to Snippets, Bits and Bobs, a new channel recently launched that provides an oasis of relaxation and calm with weekly themed collections of snippets or readings from various literary sources for you to be inspired by or evoke a memory or two as you slowly begin to relax. Welcome again to our quiet space, our oasis, where you can laze wherever you like in this room and listen to some new snippets. You can close your eyes or leave them open, but take time. Pace yourself. Take in this moment to slow down. Listen, visualize as I share today's topic with you. For those who are calmed by soft speaking and the sound of pages turning, I have a new additional sound for you in this space. Though an unintentional one. What serendipity? What is it? It is the light ticking of my wall clock. Its second hand is reminiscent of a metronome keeping pace. To me, it's reminiscent of a beating heart. Maybe mine. Nevertheless, it is comforting. But anyway, let's continue. If we burn our fingers on a hot stove, within seconds, we learn never to do that action the second time. That's knowledge growing into wisdom. As a child, when I went out in the rain with my galoshes, well, that's what we called those shoe covers for rainy days then, and stomped in the puddles, I laughed with glee at the pleasure it gave, and always remembered the fun in reverie. That's pleasure growing into wisdom. And when we expressed our first young puppy love, we remembered the loss, or perhaps unrequited love, and vowed never to be so vulnerable. But we discovered the sweetness of falling in love in later years. That's maturity growing into wisdom. Or if after reviewing and assessing our experiences and knowledge through the years, we come to an unquestionable epiphany about our life's purpose, and with that knowledge and experience, how we can make the world a better place. Now, that's having and sharing wisdom, a la Snippets, Bits and Bobs. The book 1 Minute Wisdom. The book is written in a conversational style of dialogue between a wise master who offers life-changing and practical advice to his disciples through life's journeys. The author cautions, however, to read the tales in small doses, lest you get too much wisdom too soon. And if that happens, it's difficult to reflect on any 1-minute piece. In the prologue of the book, the author, Anthony DeMello, says, "The master in these tales is not a single person. He is a Hindu guru, a Zen Roshi, a Taoist sage, a Jewish rabbi, a Christian monk, a Sufi mystic. He is Lao Tzu and Socrates, Buddha and Jesus, Zarathustra and Muhammad. His teaching is found in the 7th century BC and the 20th century AD. His wisdom belongs to East and West alike. Do his historical antecedents really matter? History, after all, is the record of appearances, not reality, of doctrines, not of silence." He further goes on to say it will only take a minute to read each of the anecdotes that follow, and you will probably find the master's language baffling, exasperating, even downright meaningless. And this is not an easy book. It is not written to instruct, but to awaken. Concealed in its pages, not even in the tales, but in its spirit, its mood, its atmosphere, is a wisdom that cannot be conveyed in human speech. And as you hear it, as you read it, and struggle with the master's cryptic language, it's possible that you will unwittingly chance upon the silent teaching that lurks within the book and be awakened and transformed. This is what wisdom means: to be changed without the slightest effort on your part, to be transformed, believe it or not, merely by waking to the reality that is not words, that lies beyond the reach of words. In the prologue or introductory tale, it says, "Is there such a thing as 1-minute wisdom?" "There certainly is," said the master. "But surely 1 minute is too brief." "It is 50 seconds too long." To his puzzled disciples, the master later said, "How much time does it take to catch sight of the moon?" "Then why all these years of spiritual endeavor?" "Opening one's eyes may take a lifetime. Seeing is done in a flash." The following are a few of the favorite tales that I have learned from. Title of this one, Letting Go. What must I do for enlightenment? Nothing. Why not? Because enlightenment doesn't come from doing. It happens. Then can it never be attained? Oh yes, it can. How? Through non-doing. And what does one do to attain non-doing? What does one do to go to sleep or to wake up? Inflexibility. Heavens, how you've aged, exclaimed the master after speaking with a boyhood friend. One cannot help growing old, can one? Said the friend. No, one cannot, agreed the master. But one must avoid becoming aged. Frustration. The disciples could not understand the seemingly arbitrary manner in which some people were accepted for discipleship and others were rejected. They got a clue one day when they heard the master say, "Don't attempt to teach a pig to sing. It wastes your time and irritates the pig." The master was an advocate both of learning and of wisdom. Learning, he said, when asked, is got by reading books or listening to lectures. And wisdom? By reading the book that is you. He added as an afterthought, not an easy task at all, for every minute of the day brings a new edition of the book. Contentment. Paradoxical as it seemed, the master always insisted that the true reformer was one who was able to see that everything is perfect as it is, and able to leave it alone. Then why would he wish to reform anything? Protested his disciples. Well, there are reformers and reformers. One type lets action flow through them while they themselves do nothing. These are like people who change the shape and flow of a river. The others generate their own activity. They're like the people who exert themselves to make the river wetter. Manifestation. When a new disciple came to the Master, this is the catechism he was usually subjected to. Do you know the one person who will never abandon you in the whole of your lifetime? Who is it? You. And do you know the answer to every question you may have? What is it? You. And can you guess the solution to every one of your problems? I give up. You. Contemplation. The Master would often say that silence alone brought transformation. But no one could get him to define what silence was. When asked, he would laugh, then hold his forefinger up against his tightened lips, which only increased the bewilderment of his disciples. One day there was a breakthrough when someone asked, "And how is one to arrive at this silence that you speak of?" The Master said something so simple that his disciples studied his face for a sign he might be joking. He wasn't. He said, "Wherever you may be, look when there is apparently nothing to see. Listen when all is seemingly quiet." Instrumentality. When a disciple came to take his leave of the Master so that he could return to his family and business, he asked for something to carry away with him. Said the Master, "Ponder on these things. It is not the fire that is hot, but you who feel it so. It is not the eye that sees, but you. It is not the compass that makes the circle, but the draftsman." The author DeMello said to take his 1-minute tales in tiny doses, or else they will lose their potency. There are so many more tales to tell, but he's right, and I will take his sage advice. There's so much to reflect on and contemplate, so suffice these tales for now. Tell me which wise tale or tales I mentioned really resonated with you, or what is your personal tale of wisdom? Let me know in the comments section. Thanks for spending time with me today. I hope you enjoyed this too, as much as I have. Have a great week, and see you soon. Bye-bye. if you haven't already, I invite you to subscribe and hit the like button. Also, share your comments about this week's video in the comment section. And what topics would you want to hear in the future? Also, click on the bell icon on your right to get the latest videos when I upload them.